What's up, music lovers? Welcome back to Famous in Focus, where we break down the biggest names in the industry with all the details fans care about. Today, we're talking about none other than Chris Brown, one of the most influential and controversial figures in modern R&B and hip-hop. Over the years, Chris has managed to balance chart-topping success with headline-making drama, and that's exactly what keeps fans locked in. In this video, we'll go deeper than just the music. We'll explore his artistry, his career evolution, and the challenges he's faced along the way. Chris Brown, also known as Breezy, started his career as a teenage sensation and has grown into a global superstar with an impact far beyond his hit songs. Whether it's his vocals, his dancing, or his collaborations with some of the biggest artists in the world, Chris has managed to stay relevant for almost 2 decades in a constantly changing music industry. So if you've ever wondered what makes Chris Brown such a lasting force in the culture, stick around, because we're diving into everything that makes him both a legend and a lightning rod for conversation. Chris Brown's journey began in Tappahannock, Virginia, where he grew up inspired by legends like Michael Jackson and Usher. From a young age, it was clear that he wasn't just another kid with a dream. He had raw talent that stood out. By the time he was 16, Chris had already signed with Jive Records and dropped his debut single, Run It, which went straight to #1 on the Billboard Hot 100. That made him one of the youngest male artists ever to achieve such a milestone, instantly setting him apart from his peers. But what made Chris different wasn't just his voice. It was his ability to dance, perform, and command attention. Fans quickly started comparing him to Michael Jackson, not only because of his moves, but also because of his energy and charisma on stage. His self-titled debut album went on to sell millions, earning him the reputation of being R&B's next big star. For many fans, those early years were pure magic, a young artist living out his dream while giving the audience a glimpse of the superstar he was destined to become. Little did anyone know, though, that the ride ahead would be both groundbreaking and turbulent. As Chris Brown's career gained momentum, he quickly proved that he wasn't just a one-hit wonder. With albums like Exclusive and Graffiti, he kept delivering hit after hit, solidifying his place in mainstream music. Songs like Kiss Kiss, With You, and Forever became cultural moments, soundtracking parties, proms, and summer nights for an entire generation. His versatility allowed him to cross genres, from smooth R&B ballads to up-tempo dance tracks, and even hip-hop collaborations. One of the biggest factors behind his longevity is his willingness to collaborate. Over the years, Chris has worked with everyone from Lil Wayne and Tyga to Justin Bieber, Nicki Minaj, and Drake. Each collab showcased a different side of Breezy, whether it was his playful, romantic, or edgy persona. These partnerships also kept him relevant in different corners of the music world, appealing to fans who might not have been into R&B but loved hip-hop or pop. During this era, Chris Brown was unstoppable. His music videos racked up millions of views, his albums sold worldwide, and his reputation as one of the best performers in the game was cemented. But as history shows, fame comes with both opportunities and challenges. Of course, no conversation about Chris Brown is complete without addressing the controversies that have followed him throughout his career. In 2009, his highly publicized altercation with Rihanna became a turning point. While he faced backlash from the public, media, and industry professionals, Chris also had to confront his own personal struggles. This moment threatened to end his career, and many wondered if he would ever recover from the scandal. Despite the setbacks, Chris continued releasing music, though the controversies often overshadowed his artistry. He faced legal issues, feuds, and constant media scrutiny, but through it all, his die-hard fans stood by him. What's interesting about Chris Brown's journey is that he somehow managed to remain a chart-topping artist even during times when public opinion wasn't in his favor. This chapter of his life is complicated because it raises questions about separating the art from the artist. For some, his talent is undeniable. For others, his mistakes are too big to ignore. Either way, it's a reminder that fame doesn't come without its share of battles, and Chris Brown's career is a case study in resilience, redemption, and the thin line between success and controversy. Today, Chris Brown is still one of the most recognized names in music, With over 15 studio albums, countless awards, and a dedicated fan base that spans the globe. His ability to reinvent himself while staying true to his signature sound has kept him relevant in an industry that constantly demands change. Tracks like Go Crazy, No Guidance, and Under the Influence show that even after years in the game, he's still capable of creating hits that dominate charts and playlists. Beyond the music, Chris is often praised for his live performances, where he continues to showcase his dance skills and stage presence. Many argue that he's one of the greatest performers of his generation, carrying on the legacy of artists like Michael Jackson. Looking ahead, fans are eager to see what's next, from rumored collaborations to potential world tours. Whether you love him or hate him, Chris Brown's influence on R&B and pop culture is undeniable. His career is proof that talent and perseverance can push through even the toughest storms. The big question now is, how will history remember Chris Brown? As a flawed but brilliant artist, or as one of the greatest entertainers of all time?